Hello everyone, so I have been asked by a bunch of you to show off my workbench or what's on the wall I have behind me in most of my videos, and to go over my vintage arsenal I have to the right of me from your perspective. So this is kind of an informal video, as you'll see. I'll do my best to make it as professional looking as you guys have come to expect from all my videos, of course. So this is going to be an overview of my Nerf area and where I do my work down here where I live. So yeah, get ready, and here we go. So here's an overview shot of the workbench. It's just a 5-foot collapsible Walmart table thing. It's not too expensive, so if you really mess it up, I guess like drilling through it with a 3-foot hole saw or something, it's pretty easy to replace. So you can bang it up and not have to worry about spending too much money to replace it. So let's go into detail and I'll show you all the wonderful things I have on the wall and on the table. So let's do that now. Alright, so I'm sure you guys have all seen these wonderful cardboard beauties that I've made in my free time. And sorry about the creaking tripod, it doesn't like to rotate smoothly. I need it to lube it up. But yeah, all this wonderful stuff on my table. I will tell you what it is right now. So let's start with the thing on the top left. That is my paper towel dispenser that I made out of cardboard, along with the thing right here, right there, and just all over the place. But it has the picture of me that Spooky Lucas did right above it because I like to look at it. It was super simple to make, and you can hold paper towels in it. It's really easy to go up there and grab it. So I don't have to have paper towels down on the ground or on top of the table taking up space. So super simple to make. That was me trying to say easy and simple at the same time, but whatever. I guess easy. It was easy to make. If you want to make a word out of it, I don't know. But underneath of it, I guess I'll put all the other stuff into frame. And that includes, over here we have just wall-mounted pipe cutters and wire stripper slash cutters. And then down here we have, this was my attempt to make kind of a heat gun and drill holder, but I have no way to use it, so I just keep those there. It's just a 2-inch PVC wrapped in foam. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but that's there. We have some of that compressed air right there, which I use quite a bit around here. I use it to blow dust off of stuff, but if you turn it upside down, you get the really cold liquid that comes out. And if you want, say you're trying to get hot glue to kind of hold two things together in a specific manner and you don't want to let go of it, all you do is you flip that over and you spray the cold fluid onto it, and it basically hardens the hot glue instantly. So I use it for that, and also for soldering stuff together if I want that to cool down super fast and not shrink up, heat shrink while it's on some wire, say if I have it, you know, in a short little area. But that's that. And over here, this is probably one of the coolest things I have. It's basically a bathroom fan, you know, the stuff that sucks up moisture and stuff from the bathroom so you don't get mold in there. But what I did was I soldered the leads to a 3-pronged AC kind of plug deal, and that goes in there, and that's wired to a switch which is on the side over there, which you can't see. And it has some dryer sheets connected to the grill, and then a ceiling vent or vent filter that you can buy for like $1, $2 is on the outside. And I put it out there when I'm soldering stuff to kind of extract the fumes and filter it out a little bit, and when I'm cutting plastic to just get the smell down, because down here I only have one air intake, and that's all the way on the other side of the room, so any type of filtration I can get is good. So that's what that is. You have my spring box right between those two, and in the middle here we have my soldering and wire holder stuff, which is this thing plus the little down part right here, and that holds my soldering irons, my solder, my my tinning stuff, wire. And in the back we have a hole drilled there for my liquid E-tape, which I love. And down here we just have a bunch of E-tape, as you can also see right there. And Home Depot has a thing which is 10 rolls of E-tape, like big rolls, for $3 or $4, and it is amazing. I've looked at the specs on them and I cannot tell the difference between that and one of the $3 rolls of Scotch, like one roll for $3. So if you're looking for a deal and you use a lot of E-tape, I can't talk tonight guys, sorry, go for the 10-pack. It is awesome. And right below there we have my shelf, my little custom made shelf, which is actually drilled into the wall for stability because I didn't want it just staying there and wobbling over, because I mean this was all handmade X-Acto blade cut stuff using hot glue and a bunch of cardboard, so not everything is perfectly leveled. But on the top shelf here you have my Teflon tape, my lube, and then you have my X-Acto knife with the blades behind there. You have my knife, you have some metal, I guess metal pieces for supporting stuff, I don't know. Then you have Sharpies, and then you have my pipe cutters. I also like to use the Sharpie, the back of it, to smooth hot glue out. It's a nice little thing, and it easily comes off, so there you go. On the second shelf here, it is all for adhesives because I use a lot of it. On the side here, we have the plastic welder on top, and then we have some Loctite plastic epoxy there. We have goop, which is always fun to have, and then right here and right there, don't mind the super glue right there, but right on the side there you have on the right Plastruct, which is kind of like a in basically easy terms, it welds plastic together. Now it doesn't, you know, actually take a welding torch and do that, but chemically it kind of welds, I put that in quote, it welds plastic and other materials together, and that's what basically that stuff right here is. I haven't used that yet, but I saw that at Michael's and I was like, hey, might as well give it a shot. Next to that we have super glue, and then over on the side here we have epoxy putty, and right here we have glue holders, which is just toilet paper rolls that I've glued to the side, but it holds a lot of hot glue, which I need. And then down here we have colored hot glue, which I like. Need and like. Top and bottom. I love using this stuff to do ordinary stuff like make all this cardboard stuff and holding, you know, things together, as well as putting BBs into foam. And then down here, this is for the phone tops because I like having pretty glittery swirls on things. So yeah. And then down here we have extension springs with compression springs, sanding blocks. I think that's plastic feet, you know, non-skin feet for stuff. And then over here we have all my screws, which is vintage screws in that little plastic container there, and then random screws in that bag, and behind that we have bolts and stuff like that. So that's that big shelf. If we move over to the right from that, we have my screwdriver hole, which is actually the first thing I built and kind of started the whole wall mounting organization aspect of all this, and it looks very nice and it's all organized. And then over here we have my Dremel bit holder, which is actually probably the most easy accessible thing I've made, and all that is a miniaturized version of it all with holes drilled into it and little bits of metal on the bottom there to hold everything nice and neatly. Very small and easy to access, and I love it. And then in the middle there we have wall hangers, which hold up my pliers and snipper thingy. Right here we have the blanks tower, which is where you put your blanks and they fall down, and then in the little bottom area there's a little hole, as you can see right there, with drawings on the side. A hole right there, and then if you shake it, the blanks come out and they're easy to access. And you have my power strip, which is velcroed to the table, so I can take it off if need be, but it also stays nice and sturdy. So that's an overview of my workbench. Kind of a long overview, but you know what? I wanted to explain everything to you guys as I twist my camera into place to stiffen up, so we can go to the part of my area that you don't always see. We're going to get to the vintage table last, and those are the cabinets. And these cabinets are wonderful little things which house everything that's on the workbench, and all this light is provided by the lamps which I have on the ground. If you've ever wondered why I have lamps on the ground, it's to provide lighting, because the overhead lighting is not so good by itself. So don't mind the shadows. We will go over the cabinets and what is in each and every drawer, which I have labeled very nicely. But on the top here we have my NIC blasters. We have the Aerostorm in the back, the tank expanded Big Blast, and the X2 Tornado that Nam made, and the pulsator for Awfuls around, sorry. And on the side here we have my tack vest, which I just kind of needed a place to put, and I said, you know what, right there is nice. And on the other side here we have some WD-40, because you always need that for around the house. Never use it for lubricating plunger tubes because it's a bad idea. We have some lube here, which I use exclusively to lubricate the wooden sliding parts of the drawers, and it works very nicely, even on wood, which surprised me. And then we have some HVZ bandanas, which I want to put on the walls, some extra clips that don't fit into this drawer, which I will show you, the weird blaster, and over here we have my PVC CPVC corner, with a bag with a wildfire in it that I need to fix up because a lot of the parts are broken, because that's what happens with wildfire. So let's start on this side, the less interesting stuff, and then we'll go over to these drawers. In the top drawer, it is labeled tools, and it's just extra stuff that I don't have on the table, like zip ties. I consider zip ties tools because I use them quite a bit. And yeah, we have some brass, more zip ties. We have a ratchet kit, and these two parts are for Finry. We have just some miscellaneous stuff in here. That's basically it. And below that, we have electronic junk. A whole drawer for electronics. We have a soldering iron that I don't use as much, 2 walkie-talkies for games, just a bunch of electrical stuff like a multimeter, some batteries, and then a lot of AA8 battery packs and chargers. So that's in that drawer. Circuit kits. I don't have too many, but I plan on getting more. This one, as you saw in my Facebook shenanigans video, is a very cool kit, and I love it. I love that I have it. What it does is it takes power from the wall, which is AC current, and it converts it to DC current using this little transformer, a linear transformer. And with all the circuitry stuff, you get a negative over here and positive over here, and they are fully adjustable between, I think it's 7 and 18 volts DC current, so it goes from AC to DC. And you can say you have some weird device that runs on like 7 volts negative and 10 volts positive. You can do that, and you just connect it to the stuff right here. And on the back, I had to e-tape all this stuff up, because if you were to touch this and complete a circuit, that's AC current right there, and you can die. So yeah, safety first, people. And then right here we have the speakers for the 5-watt stereo amp kit that I had, if you guys remember that. Underneath that, we have my mail drawer, as I'm adjusting my camera on the fly here. Got the mail drawer, which just has a bunch of mail stuff in it, you know, when I ship things out. So there's that. And underneath that, we have shells, just a drawer for shells, you know, in case I need something, or to hold something, someplace to put shells, kind of necessary. And then underneath here, we have accessories. A whole drawer dedicated to blaster accessories, and there's a lot. We have retaliator pieces, we have long shot scopes. Yeah, basically any accessory you can think of, I probably have it in here. So, whole drawer dedicated to that. Now let's go over to the more interesting stuff, which is over here. Sorry about the weird camera stuff, but I'm doing all this on the tripod for a little bit better stability. Now in here we have my ammo and clips for Streamlines and the Mag Strike, and that has some overflow right there, because I have nowhere else to put anything. Whole thing dedicated to Streamlines with a chalk dart in there, and then we have a bag of other darts behind that with some other Streamlines. We have all my my clips right here, and then underneath those two are all my Mag Strike stuff. So it's extremely full. I might do a little cleaning out sale sometime soon. Underneath that, we have ammo others, such as balls, megas, discs, and etc. You have the Gyro Strike ammo, you have the Wayne Tech Blaster ammo, a whole Fresca box filled with balls to the point where it's actually bulging out here. Paragon ammo and a Folgers coffee thing, because I have my coffee maker right over there. And behind that we have other discs and an assortment of megas, which I actually found this one to be really interesting. I have no idea where that goes to. If you know where this dart went to, please tell me, because I'm very interested. It's very weird, but it fires nicely out of the Supermax 1500. So, oh, and I also have some dart tag stuff right there, but I use it to keep everything separated. Underneath that, we have NIC War stuff as compared to NIC stuff. You'll see in a second. NIC War stuff is the stuff I take to war, such as 1.5-inch length Steffens, along with gloves for my left hand to break off barrels so my hand doesn't get all raw and nasty. We have some boil down bags here. I got 3 of them. And we have my safety glasses. I have 3 pairs. This was bought for, I think it was my 3rd war. This one was bought from my first war. It's just a cheap pair of gas station, I think it was Gator NFL team, the Gators. I ripped all that stuff off, but these are alright, except these two distort my vision quite a bit, and it strains my eyes. Then I have a nice pair of DeWalt's, but those strain my eyes after a few hours. I don't know. Everything seems to magnify or distort, you know, my vision in some way or another, but I live with it. And then down here we have barrels. Barrels ranging from 6 inches all the way to 16 inches in 2-inch increments, so I am set for everything in between. And my Big Blast loves, this is my 12-inch barrel. Yeah, my 12-inch barrel, or 14 inches, I'm sorry. My Big Blast loves this barrel quite a bunch, so that's the one I use. Either that, or I believe it's the 12-inch, which is right here, as you can tell, because it has the really reamed out stuff. So either 14 or 12 inches. That's what my stuff likes. And underneath that we have NIC stuff, which is everything else, which is the 1.25 step ins I accidentally cut. Might sell those as long as Nam gives me permission. We have pumps, we have random takes and random pumps, and then Sorrow X turret pieces right there. I just need to redo the O-ring on it because the seal is pretty bad. And under that we just have my compressor to fix right, because it deserved a drawer of its own because it's so big and I don't want the lube coming off of here and rubbing up against other stuff. And it's just really big and bulky, so I kept it in here. And it's a nice little area. And underneath that is an empty drawer because, yeah, it's just empty for the moment now. And over here next to the cabinets, I have Fenrir along with the not so well done long strike. It's the long shot. How am I confusing this? The not so well done long shot Ewan did for me. Kind of crappy. Don't really use it. Might sell it. I don't know. And a triple B in purple, along with Raider parts for a Raider pistol that I'm still putting off for now. And then in the black trunk here, oh my gosh, in the black trunk here, I keep just random blasters like Retaliators, Vigilon, other stuff that, you know, is fun to play with, pull out every now and then. And in the blue is projects that haven't really been finished or were finished but weren't particularly good or just didn't work. So there's stuff in there that I'm probably going to go back and finish. And then a Paragon right there and some shells. Just right here, I need to find a place to put that. And then my magic stuff right in there with a long shot tube. So now that that's all done, we are going to go to the part that you guys have probably been waiting for. Oh, and to all my fans in Canada, hooray Canada. I got a flag. Vintage table filled with all my wonderful vintage stuff. So let's go through this and point out all this stuff. We have my new Unbox Supermax 750, the new Unbox Creamsicle Big Blast. Underneath that we have the 3K Twin Pack, and over here we have a new Unbox Red 2K. We have the 2K Twin Pack, which is over here. We have 2 packs of 5 ballistic balls, which are all sealed up and nice. We have my motorized bazooka, which is just hanging by its strap from a wall hanger. Like I said, I use these a lot. I need to redo this and put 2 clothes hangers here so I'm not putting so much stress on this little area of the strap. But motorized bazooka, which I got from One Winged Angel, and it works amazingly well. We have a new Unbox Big Salvo right here, and this was kind of new out of box. I don't really know the official term for it, but a little slingshot thing came with the box. Got it for pretty cheap, so I thought that was kind of cool. And over here we have, let's see, a Master Blaster, not the laser tag thing, but the actual Nerf ball blaster, the Master Blaster, along with a Blast-A-Ball, the single firing Nerf ball blaster. I think that came out in 1989? Yeah, something like that. We have a Sneak Shot right here. We have an Aerostorm, 2 Ballzookas, a Pulsator, which I have another one of, but it's kind of jamming at the moment, and the other one is over here for Waffles rounds, because it works nicely. Ripcord, a non-split fire, Expand-A-Blast, X2, 2 Lightning Blitzes, Defender T3, 750 that I bought from Nam at the first war I met him, Supermax 1500, Ratchet Blast, a Sharpshooter 2, and I believe that's it for everything on the top here. And now we go to the bottom, which houses all the bigger stuff that I can't put on the top, such as, well, this doesn't really have a place, but a new Unbox pump action shotgun from ERTL. I'm not going to sell that for a while, and I actually got it for 35 bucks about 2 weeks ago. So there you go. It was on Amazon. Go look it up. There might be one left. Go for it. Anyways, under here we have new Unbox Mag Strike and Long Shot. The Long Shot is from Australia. We have the Gyrostrike Firestorm blue long shot, which is complete, as you can see, a yellow long shot, which isn't complete, and the Razor Beast with a bunch of chains from the Chain Blazer, and then we have the Razor Beast, yeah, Razor Beast, and then Sawtooth. I'm confusing so many things with 2 clips right there. So yeah, all the big stuff is on the bottom, and there's a pulsator down there, but that's the weird, kind of weird jammy one that I have. So that is the vintage corner. Let me zoom out here so you can get a good view of it. Yeah, lots of vintage stuff over there. And yeah, if you are going to ask me how much for a certain blaster, just know that in order for me to sell anything from that corner, you will have to pay about 300 to 500% of what it's actually worth, plus a little bit extra for me to let go of it. So if you want to buy something from over there, expect basically a big price increase, because I'm not going to let any of these go for market value right now. You're going to have to pay me quite a bit for me to let go of it. So yeah, just a heads up to anyone who was about to PM me or something. But yeah, that's just a overview of my little Nerf area that's in my room. Let's see if I can back up here to just show everything. Yeah, that's my little Nerf area. It's my own little slice of Nerf heaven down here in where I live. So yeah, there you go. For all those who have been wondering, you know, oh, show us your arsenal, show us your vintage stuff, show us where you work. There you go. That is basically everything. I finally got 98% of it put up and organized to the way I like. So there you go. Oh, and of course, my comfortable swivel chair. There you guys go. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll make another one for you guys later. See ya.